Hi, everyone. My name's Carter. I am co-owner of CB Home Solutions, and welcome to our website. Chances are, if you're watching this video right now, it's for one of probably multiple different reasons. Either I myself reached out to you or one of our team members reached out to you. We could have sent you a letter in the mail, a postcard in the mail, or we could have shown you an advertisement on Google, Facebook, Craigslist, Bing ads, whatever the case might be. Now, I welcome you to our page, and in this video, I'm going to share with you a little bit more information on us, the business, what makes us different, ultimately what the process looks like, in hopes that it adds a lot of value to you, yourself, or whomever is interested in potentially selling their property. Now, this is a live, uncut video, so I'm going to take pauses. I'm going to read through the list of questions that I want to answer in hopes that it brings value to you. Now, I might overlay some sort of content here and there, so it goes over the questions that I might ask. But I am going to actually share my screen with you because this is going to be the easiest thing to do. Let me just present quick, share screen. Okay, perfect. You guys can obviously see this. So what do we do here at CB Home Solutions? I'm going to answer all these questions in just a second. But what we do here at CB Home Solutions, and we'll stop the screen share for just a second. We purchase properties from owners throughout the area. So we buy within a 2-hour radius of Oshkosh, which is where we reside today. But when we purchase properties, we buy it for one of two reasons. The first reason being we might buy it and hold it as a rental property, or the second reason being we might buy it, renovate it, and resell it. Those are the two main focuses of us here at CB Home Solutions, and we help owners throughout the area, whether it's with single family houses or other types of property, which I'll get to a little bit later on in this video. Now let's go back to I might just leave this up because it's going to be way too difficult to bounce to and from. Okay, I'll stand over here so it's a little bit easier. But how do we pay cash for houses? You might see this. You might see the We Buy Houses signs. You might see the Cash for Houses signs. You might see everything like that. Truth be told, we only have so much money in our bank accounts that we can utilize to purchase properties. So we use that as one strategy. The second strategy is we might borrow money from what would be called a professional lender, or in some cases, it's called like a hard money lender. And we utilize their funds to purchase properties for cash. We also might use local community banks where we have lines of credit. We have equity in our other properties. We utilize that and we purchase properties with cash. So there's multiple different assets and avenues that we can take as a company. And we utilize all the options just because we try and purchase as many properties as possible. But again, we will run out of funds. We don't have unlimited funds. We're not a huge bank ourselves. We're just a small local company that is family owned, family operated, and that's how we purchase properties. Now going into why would you ever consider selling as is? So for the owner watching this video right now that might be dealing with a house, a property, apartment complex, a storage complex, whatever the case might be, and for whatever reason, there's something going on that you don't want to deal with repairs, you don't want to deal with maintenance, you don't want to deal with any inspectors walking through the place, you don't want to deal with the hassle, the headache, and ultimately the anxiety involved with inspections and assessors walking through and appraisers walking through. That can be extremely difficult, and it can consume so much energy within your brain, within your heart, and it almost becomes, and it leads to overwhelm. If you don't want to deal with that, then selling as is might be the best bet for you, because an as is sale ultimately means you can leave whatever items you don't want behind. You can pick and choose what you want, leave the rest, obviously. You don't have to repair things. You don't have to necessarily maintain things. You don't have to worry about the liability after the fact. If we found something that was going on or whatever the case is, there's no liability, which isn't the case if you end up listing it with a realtor. Now, that leads into our next question. Are realtors needed? You can, of course, use your realtor. There's nothing wrong with that. I would highly encourage you to do that. I even have my real estate license here in Wisconsin. The brokerage that I'm with currently is Haven Real Estate. They have nothing to do with the CB Home Solutions brand, however, and we're not commingling business there. But you can definitely feel free to use a realtor. Of course, you'd be responsible for paying them because that's how realtors get paid. They get paid on the sale of any given property. Whether you're buying property or selling property, realtors earn a commission. That's kind of the thing. No, as a licensed real estate agent myself, I can draft and write up the paperwork so it's done legally and properly. And of course, I'm making the disclosure right now that I have a real estate license. But again, if you had any questions after the fact, definitely seek legal counsel. And can your attorney review the documents? Of course. Like that, it would be naive to say that your attorney cannot review the documents. Now, could they charge you for reviewing the documents? Of course. But if you want a second set of eyes, you want to make sure that everything's being done legally and properly, I would highly, highly encourage you to speak with an attorney. There's nothing wrong with that. If a company came out and said, no, I don't want you speaking with an attorney, why would you need to do that? I would take caution, because if things are done by the book legally, there shouldn't be any reason why an attorney can't review it. We work with attorneys on I don't want to say a weekly basis, but definitely on a monthly basis in our business, because we're always needing some legal help, if it's in regards to our rental properties, if it's in regards to contracts or other questions that we have. So if you don't have an attorney, we can of course refer you to one if need be. But what fees do we pay? Very good question. When you go and sell a property, generally speaking, you always have title fees. You have other costs that are associated with the sale. Now, on our side, when we purchase properties directly from owners, we take care of all the title fees, the transfer fees, the Wisconsin recording fees, any other fees associated with the property. Besides, we don't pay for utilities and taxes. So you're responsible for the property taxes up till the time that you own the property within that year. And then we are responsible for the rest of the year. And then same goes for utilities. We're not going to pay your past due water bill, your past due electric bill, if that is the case, or any of the current bills that are due. That's the responsibility of the owner. So hopefully that makes sense. But we cover all the fees associated with selling a property. How do we determine what price that we pay or what to pay? So we have multiple different avenues of purchasing property, which we will get into a little bit later. Let's see, where do we get into that a little bit later, the different scenarios we have for purchasing property. Now, how do we determine what price we can pay? What I look at first and foremost is how much the property is worth once it is fully renovated to a like new standard. We don't just slap a lipstick on a house. We do in most cases, if it's warranted, a renovation that will bring it up to a like new standard, whether it's a rental property or a house that we're going to buy and resell. It doesn't matter for us. We like to provide high quality housing no matter the case, because it's our name on the finished product. It's the CB Home Solutions brand that we're trying to protect. We're trying to always provide a very nice product at the end of the day. So we look at how much it's worth when it's going to be done. Then we factor in the amount of renovations that are needed, which is what we tend to build in our profit margin through. Then we factor in any holding costs, selling costs, everything like that we will have to face. And that's what we do when we back into an offer to purchase price. And we provide you with multiple different options to see which one might work best. But again, that's more on later in this video. Now, what if there's not enough equity in the property? We have different avenues. We can purchase your property. We can take over your current mortgage. If there is a mortgage on it, we can still hopefully get you money in your pocket if that would be the case, depending upon the amount of renovations that needed. Or we have ways of working with your current lender and seeing if they will take a lesser amount. Now, what type of properties do we buy? We buy single family houses. We buy rental properties, whether it's 2, 3, 4, up to 40 units in size. We buy storage complexes. We buy industrial buildings. We buy all these different types of properties in our business. So if you have anything like that, we can definitely help you out with it. Now, what past scenarios have we helped in? And I'm creating more videos on this. I actually had the realization that I should be providing content on us buying a property, what the scenario the owner was going through, and then the before and after videos of what happened, kind of like what you would see on HGTV of people renovating houses and either renting them out or reselling them. But what past scenarios have we helped in? Owners that are they're sick of owning the property, whether they're living in it or not. They just want to downsize or move into something simpler. We've bought rental properties. We've bought properties that people might be facing a divorce. We've bought fire damage properties, properties with mold in them, properties just needing some TLC, some love, ones that might be outdated. Say you inherited a property. We've purchased plenty of those. I know I'm forgetting a ridiculous amount. If people are facing foreclosure or they're delinquent on their payments, whether it's tax or mortgage, we've bought those properties. We've purchased properties, whether they're houses or rentals, in every scenario imaginable. At this point, the time of this recording, we bought well over 120 houses or properties from owners like yourself. So we've seen it almost all at this point. There's nothing that'll surprise us, that'll shock us, that'll scare us, unless the house is completely falling down. Then that might not be the case for us. Now, how do you get an offer on a property? If you're watching this on our website, which I'm assuming you are, then just go down below, fill out the form, fill out your property address, your email, and your phone number. Then we will reach out. I will personally reach out, or someone from our team will, and we will have a conversation about what the next steps in the process are, which typically the next steps, as is featured on this list right here, are one of our team members or myself would come out, we'd talk to you, we'd go over the property in person, we check things out, we do kind of our walkthrough. And on that walkthrough, we take notes, and we're actually able to provide you with multiple different offer options at that point. Now, with those offer options, you can either say, yes, perfect, one of those works, or no, none of them work. If they end up working, that's fantastic. We will move forward with any paperwork that's needed and begin the process for going through with the purchase of your property. And everything is done legally. Everything's done by the book. We send it to a local title company. And in that timeline, it can tend to take, we can do it as quick as the title company is ready, which tends to be 10 to 14 days. Like right around that 2-ish week mark is as quick as they can do it. Could they do it quicker? Potentially, but it depends upon their workload. And I would comfortably say that they can do it in as quick as 2 weeks, or we just do it on the timeline that you're looking for. So if you needed time after to still stay living in the house, we can accommodate that. Or if you needed like 30 days or whatever the case was, like our normal comfortable closing timeline is about 28 days on our side. But of course, we can do it quicker or longer than that. Now, we buy properties, again, like I said, within 2 hours of home. We're located in the Oshkosh area in Wisconsin here. And generally speaking, we purchase, like the averages keep going up. In 2022, we bought a total of 61 properties, which is a ton. That is a lot of real estate. And it was land, it was rental properties, it was single family houses. And this year, we are purchasing, again, storage complexes, single family houses, everything and anything in between. So we got into the real estate industry back in 2015. Originally, I got in as a real estate agent. Like I had mentioned, I still have a real estate license. So I'm an active real estate professional, I guess you could call it. And then we got into the investing side of the business, which is what this would be called, buying properties from owners, renovating them, and then keeping them to generate income. That's essentially what our business model is. We like to generate income through real estate. And then other than a cash offer, how else do we purchase properties? So we have a partner purchase program. We have a terms offer program. And then the last program is getting you in touch with a real estate agent if that's what you wish to do. Now, with the partner purchase program, I'm not going to get too much into that, but the terms offer, we provide monthly payments and down payments to purchase your property. This can tend to work better, or this can work better for people who are looking at mitigating some sort of tax liability. And it also works very, very well if you're looking at still maintaining a monthly income from your particular piece of real estate. And I'm not going to get into too much of the differences or the guarantees, but if you ever have any questions, I'm going to wrap this video up here because I'm rambling quite a bit. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. If you want an offer on your property, go down below, fill out the form, or give us a call, 920-215-4201. You'll find it also on this page. And then you will have a conversation with one of us or our team members. And we look forward to helping you out. So I wish you the best. I appreciate you watching this as always. I will plan on talking to you soon.